Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. I'm really excited to show you this new Jedi Kabuto bracelet. This is actually a variation / wider version of my own original Kabuto bracelet. And today this bracelet is dedicated and specially designed for Lyndsey, also known as Lulu, to her friends and family. Today is Lyndsey's birthday, so I wanted to make this special video just for her. So happy birthday, Lulu. I hope you're having a special day, and I certainly hope you like the bracelet that your mom designed. I think she did a fabulous job for you. So the bracelet does take about 300 bands, and this is the front side here. You can use limited edition, which I used here, or the opaque bands as well. So either one works great. I personally like this back side of it. I think it looks super cool, but both sides look awesome. So I hope you guys like it also. It is an advanced level design, so if you're new to looming, I wouldn't try this one just yet. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. To make this bracelet, you will need to have at least 5 bar pins, but you will want to have 10 if you want a full wrap. For this setup, you're going to have the 3 middle bar pins aligned like you would have the normal Kabuto setup. So those 3 aligned, and then the last 2 you want to be in 1. So it should look like this. Okay? So once you have all that set up, we can go ahead and start laying our first set of bands, which is going to be the perimeter, which is white on this bracelet here. So first I'm going to grab 1 band, and we're just going to lay it here on the very first middle pin. And then we're going to go out to the left, out to the right, and we're just going to go along the sides and do the outline. So I'm just going to go up my right side first. And for this to fit around my wrist, I did need to go to the 23rd pin. So you, of course, may need to adjust, but that fit my wrist just perfectly. I have to go on an angle a little bit because my loom doesn't want to fit. Once you get to the 23rd pin, we're going to bring it in just 1 time. We're not going to bring it in again because we want to leave those 2 open for now. Then you're just going to come back to the beginning, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. So we'll just do the whole outline for the left side and bring it in once when you reach the 23rd pin. So I'm going to go ahead and get this perimeter laid on this side, and I'll be right back in just a moment. Okay, so now we're going to start filling in some of our side bands. That's going to be what is the brown on the sides here. So you can use more than 1 color if you'd like. I'm going to stick to 1 color. So I'm going to just work on my right side first. So we're going to come to the very corner pin here. We're going to stretch it diagonally up to this pin here. Then we're going to cross it like as if we were doing a T. So it should cross over that band that you just laid. Like so. Then the next one, you always want to stretch your diagonal one out first. So it should start where the last one ended on the side here. Stretch that out, and now we need to cross that again, making sure you're crossing over the band you just laid. So it's like you're laying a bunch of sideways T's. I haven't done this part with more than 1 color, but I know that it would look really good if like all the diagonal bands going in were 1 color and then all the out ones were another color. So that's something you could try also. So you're going to keep laying this pattern till you reach the top. When you do reach the top, you're going to come back down and you're going to do the same thing to the left side. So I'm just going to get you started on the left side. You would start on the bottom corner here, stretch it diagonally in, and then your next one would cross it, just like we did on the other side, like so. Then you're going to start off where you end it, stretch it in, and cross it out. In, and then out. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tees laid, and when I reach the top, I will come back and show you what to do next. Alrighty, so this is what it should look like when you reach the top. We still have that space there in the middle. That's okay, we'll do that later. So it should look like a bunch of tees on both sides. Push them down. It may take a moment, and now we're going to come back to the beginning so that we can now lay our middle. So the middle is laid 100% exactly the same as my original Kabuto bracelet. So if you've ever seen that, it is the exact same. So I'm going to just alternate two different colors. And we do lay 7 bands per color or per section. So that's going to be these middle bands here. So I'm going to start with my purple. And the first one we're going to start on this middle pin, and we're just going to go forward. Then we're going to make a V. So from the middle up diagonal to the left, and from the middle diagonal to the right. Now we have to lay 2 vertical bands, so one on this pin and one on this pin. So it kind of makes that M. And now our last 2 bands are going to make an upside down V. So from this bottom left pin, we're going to connect to the top center. And then from the bottom right, we're going to connect to the top center, like so. So push that down some. If you're switching colors, do so now. Whoops. And now we will start on the center pin here. You'll always start by laying your forward band and then making your V. So from that same middle pin, we'll go diagonal out to the left, diagonal out to the right. And we have to lay our vertical bands on the sides. And now we'll lay our upside down V. So from the bottom left, top middle, bottom right, top middle. We'll keep alternating, so I'll go back to my purple. Lay your forward band. We're going to make our V. Lay our vertical bands on the sides. And now our upside down V. So forward, make your V. Lay our 2 vertical, and then our upside down V. So that is what we were going to do the whole time. I keep hitting my camera, I'm so sorry. Until you get used to the pattern, I would count how many bands you're laying so you can make sure you're laying 7 each time. That way you don't forget any. That band was a little too stretchy. So this does take some time. So I'm just going to go ahead off camera and finish laying my center. And then I'll meet you back here in a moment. Alrighty, so this is what it should look like when you reach the top. So now we're going to go and grab two of our colors that we used for the border band so that we can close this top off. So I'm just going to lay my left in first here. And then the right one. Just like that. And now you can go ahead and push everything down. Just make sure it looks like this. Turn it around so the arrows are facing yourself. And now we're going to grab one more border band color and we're just going to make a cap band on the center pin. This is a regular cap band. Like so. So now we can go ahead and start the looping process. So there is quite a few steps for the looping. So if you've once again ever seen the Kabuto, the middle is going to be exactly the same. But first we're going to start in the center pin here. We're going to push back the cap band, grab that top band we just laid, bring it to the left, and do the same for the next one, bring it to the right. Like so. Now we're going to focus just on the center bands all the way up. So we're going to push back the center cap band. You're going to grab the top band and we're going to bring it forward. We're going to go back in that cap band, grab the next top band, and that's going to go forward as well. So if you want to do that going forward, if you want to do the two bands at the same time, you can. I just find it easier to do one at a time. So now this part may be a little bit tricky. We have to go in this top band, or the top pin here. And the two bands we just laid there, we have to actually move out of the way. Inside these layers, there is a band that is like this. So it's like an upside down V. We need to grab those bands and loop one out to the left and one out to the right. So if you move this top band right here that's on the right, the band that you can see after you move that right here needs to go to the left. And then if you come over here to the left and kind of push that out of the way, the next visible band will go out to the right. Once you do that, we're going to go into this bottom pin here, go in the cap band, and we're going to grab that top band, and that's going to come up to the center here. Same on the right side, go in your cap band, grab the top band, bring it up to the center. We're going to come back down to this bottom pin, move the cap band, grab the top band that's in there, and that's going to come to this center one right here, so to the side, or in, I guess it would be. Same thing on this side, this band will come into the middle, like so. Once you do that, we're going to go in this top pin here. There's quite a few layers. We have a vertical band that's on the bottom, so you need to push everything out of the way and grab that vertical band, and you're going to bring it down. Like so. And the last thing we're going to do is go in that bottom pin, and we're going to grab this bottom band in here, so push everything back. Grab the bottom band, and it's going to go forward. And that serves as the lock. That like locks everything in. So if you're completely confused on what I just did, rest assured I'm going to do it several more times. So we're going to start on the center here. And remember, the top two bands have to go forward. So I'm going to do one at a time. So I'm going to grab the top band, bring it forward. Go back in, grab the next band, and bring that forward. Now we have to move those two out of the way. And if you come to the right and just move those two out of the way, it's the band that you see right here. You're going to bring that to the left. And now you can clearly see the next band that we need to grab. So I go in on the left a little bit, grab that band, and bring that one out to the right. Now we're going to come down here. We're going to grab this vertical band that's laying here. So push these purple ones out of the way. Grab your vertical band. That's going to come up to the center. Come on the right side, grab your vertical band, and we're going to bring that up to the center. Now we're going to come back down here. We're going to grab the bottom band. It's not the very bottom band. It's the band that's actually connecting to this pin. So whatever color you have for that section, it's the only band left with that color. So you're going to grab that and bring it in to the center. Do the same thing on the right side. Bring it in on the center here. And the last looping for that section is we're going to come to the top here, move back the top 2 bands. Actually, I think it's 3 bands. And you're going to grab the bottom vertical band and you're going to bring it down. Then you're going to come to the bottom, push everything back, and you're going to grab the very most bottom band and you're going to bring it forward to lock it. So now we're done that section and we'll go on to the next. So the top 2 bands are going to go forward. Then we're going to come to the top here. We're going to move these 2 bands out of the way. Grab the topmost band and you're going to bring it to the left. Go back in, grab the next band, bring that out to the right. We're going to come down here to this left pin, grab the top band. That's going to come up to the center. Same on the right side. We're going to go back in that same pin, grab the next band, and it's going to come in to the bottom center. Same on the right side. And the last thing we're going to do for this section is come back to the top center pin here. You're going to grab that bottom band for that section, bring it down to the bottom pin, and then push back any bands on that pin to grab the very most bottom band, and you're going to bring that forward to lock it. This is definitely an advanced bracelet though, so if you're new to looming, this is not one that I would recommend. I just messed up there. This needs to come up here. I'm now grabbing the two top bands at the same time just to save on a little bit of time, just in case anyone's wondering. So I'm going to go ahead off camera and get this all looped up. Just make sure it's looking like this. And if you have any problems, please watch the previous instructions and I'll be back in 1 minute. Or a few minutes. Alrighty, so this is what your loom should look like once you reach the top. So you're just going to want to push all of those bands down in the center and come back to the beginning. So now we're going to start looping out our side bands, the T's. So I'm going to start on my right side here, and we're going to be looping the diagonal band that's going out to the right. So come in this cap band, which is going to be the second pin from the middle. You're going to grab the very top band, and you're just going to bring it back to itself, which is diagonally up to the right. Then we're going to need to cross the band that's going down. So you're going to come into this second pin here. I kind of come in on the side where that space is. It's a little bit easier. Push those bands out of the way and make sure you're only grabbing the top band, and you're going to bring that back to itself, but this is going to be coming down like that. We're going to start on that same exact pin, so go back in there, grab the only band that's left, and we're going to bring that diagonally up, out to the right, and then we're going to cross it again coming down. So coming into this pin, make sure you're only grabbing the top band and you're going to bring it down. And we'll continue to do that. So you'll go back in that pin, grab the only band that's left, bring it diagonally out to the right, and then come up a pin and we're going to grab the top band, and this one will go down. So you just always want to make sure you're bringing the diagonal one that's going out first, and then coming to the next pin above it and bringing that one down. We'll just keep doing that all the way up. And if you're doing it correct, it should be making this little pattern, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this side laid, and then I'll come back and get you started on the left side. So this is what it should look like when you reach the top. And then you're just going to do the same thing on the left side. So we'll come back down. And you'll start on the second pin from the center. Move your cap band, grab the top band, and you're going to bring this one out diagonally to the left. And then come up to the second pin, grab the top band, and you'll cross that one down to itself to the bottom left. And you'll keep doing the same thing, just like on the other side, except we'll be going to the left. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and just get this side laid, or not laid, looped. Just make sure it's looking like this. And I'll meet you back here at the top. Okay, so I have reached the top once again. So we pretty much are done. All we have to do now is loop the border. So I'm going to come back to the beginning. And we've already looped out the front two. So we're going to be starting on the second pins, and it doesn't matter which side you do first. I'm just going to do the right side. You're going to go in your cap band and grab the very bottom band and bring it to itself to the right. And then you'll push back all of the bands on the next pin, grabbing the very, very bottom band, bringing it forward. And you'll continue to just push back and grab that bottom band and bring it forward. Just like a normal border would be looped. Trying to get a good angle here, but it's kind of hard. Just make sure you're getting in front of all of the bands on the pin and you're only grabbing the bottom. When you reach the very top, you're just going to bring it into the center. Still grabbing the very bottom band and just bringing it into the center. Like that. So then you would just have to do the same thing to the left side. Starting on the second pin and just bringing it back to itself, grabbing the bottom band, bringing it forward, and do the exact same thing all the way up. So I'm just going to quickly get my left border looped, and then I'll come back in just a second. Okay, so I finally reached the top. So once you've done that, make sure you brought it into the center. You're going to locate the band that we laid at the beginning. And there is quite a few bands on this pin, so you got to push back and make sure that you're getting in front of all of them except the very bottom. Grab the bottom, bring it together with the other side, and that's where we will attach our seedlet. So to remove it from the loom, it is very tight. So I would highly recommend using your hook. Take your time and release the sides. The middle is going to be very, very tight, so I would recommend pulling up on it one section at a time, holding onto your loom, because I can guarantee it is going to probably pop apart. Okay, so when you first take it off of the loom, it's going to look like this, and the back side's going to be really like folded in. So what I do is I stretch it like this. I grab the sides and kind of stretch it out, just so it's not so curled in, because you just kind of got to get everything to fall into place, and it does flatten out a little more. Now the middle is supposed to be a little more raised. I mean, that's the signature look of it. When I flip it over to clean up the back, because the back is the side I like the most, I push up with my finger in the middle, and I kind of bend it like this. And that way it's not so like curled in. Depends on which side you want to, wear it on. But this is the side that I think looks super cool. So if any of your middle little pieces, like right here, are sticking out too much, you can tweak it by coming on this side. And the bands that are vertical, like for example this one, it's really tucked in. If you just grab your hook and grab those two bands and just pull on it a little bit, it will tighten it on this side. So like that one there is a little bit tucked in. Just going to use my hook, pull it out a little. And that's all you do. So you can definitely mess around with it just to get it to lay nice and clean. But for the most part, it comes out perfect. And I love it. So to close it up, you're just going to locate your cap band down here. And your C-clip. And connect them. Like so. So there you have the completed Jedi Kabuto bracelet. Again, this was designed and created for Lyndsey. We want to wish her a very special happy birthday. She is also known as Lulu to her family and friends. So once again, Lulu, I hope you have a very special birthday. This bracelet is dedicated to you. I hope you like it so much. A big thank you to Cassandra, her mother, for coming up with this wider variation of my Kabuto bracelet. I think it is beautiful. If you guys like it, please hit the like button below, and also tag me on Instagram at Loom if you make it. I'd love to see it. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you soon at my next video. Bye. Happy birthday, Lulu.